Hi, my name is Sathya and I am from iQue Ideas. And in this video, I'm going to quickly show you how to fill in the application form for the Common Law Admission Test, that is CLAT 2022 December attempt. So first open a web browser and go to the website, which is consortiumofnlus.ac.in. As you click on consortiumofnlus.ac.in, this is the home page which opens, where you get the logo of the CLAT, a basic detailing about the consortium, and a lot of quick links is there at the bottom here. Now this particular video is for the undergraduate aspirants. So here in the undergraduate section, you can see the eligibility criteria, the syllabus and guide, the question paper format, and the various instructions. I would very strongly recommend that you first click on each one of them and check out details like the undergraduate eligibility criteria. It tells you about the age limit, there is no age limit, there is no upper age limit, talks about the marks which are required and so on. If you click on syllabus and guide, it tells you about the sections English, current affairs and GK, legal reasoning, logical reasoning, and quantitative techniques. So you can read in detail what can be expected in this particular examination. Then the question paper format is given, where it tells you about the maximum marks, the duration, the format of the paper, and the weightage of each section. And then other instructions are also given, so it tells you about the offline mode, the application, the date, and the other things. So for somebody who is going to fill in the form, I would very strongly recommend that you read all these instructions. Here it is also given that with the online application, you need a front-facing passport size recent photograph with a plain background, a signature of the candidate. If you are applying under SC, ST, OBC, then the category certificate. If you are PWD, then relevant certificate. If you are under BPL category, then the relevant certificate. It is said that the original certificate or documents issued by the competent authority as specified in the brochure are to be submitted to the allotted university in the form and manner as specified at the time of admission. The photograph and signature need not be attested. No attestation is required in the application online form, and all the documents should be in the PDF format. It also tells you about the application fee which is applicable. So please read all these instructions very carefully. Go through the entire website. There is also frequently asked questions, FAQs, so that please go through all these questions before you fill in the form. So again, now I'm going to the Consortium of NLU's main page. On the top right, CLAT 2023, I click on that. So here it gives me a login page where it says that if I don't have an account, I need to register. So for somebody who is registering for the first time for this exam, I will click on don't have an account, register. I click on the register button. It asks me for my name, so I'm filling in my name. Please fill in yours. I'm giving my mobile number here. I'm giving my email ID. I'm giving in my password. Please remember, you will need this password to always access your account, so make sure you remember the password. So now it has sent me an OTP on the number which I had registered. Now I'm putting in the OTP which I have received on my mobile and activating the account. So now my account is activated. Okay. So now it shows that my account has been activated. Now I will log into the account. So here it says that welcome to the 2023 application process. Candidates are advised to check that they fulfill the eligibility criteria, marks requirement and eligibility requirement for seat and reservation categories as stipulated in the CLAT rules and by the respective NLUs. The consortium and university shall not be responsible for consequences arising from any error or omission during the application process. So please read all these instructions very carefully. For those who are applying for the undergraduate, the 5-year integrated LLB programs, you need to check the undergraduate UG, the left hand side, the undergraduate UG 5-year LLB program. So please be very careful in selecting which version of CLAT you're applying for. For the students applying for the 5-year integrated LLB programs, the option of the left, select that and apply for CLAT. It asks you for confirmation, click on OK. Now it asks for the personal information first. After completing this, I have to go for communication details, then the qualifying exam details, then preferences, and then reservation. So first it asks for photograph. So I click on the upload button. I've already created a folder with my photograph and signature. So I'm selecting my photograph. I'm making sure that the image perfectly fits in the size. So make sure that you adjust it so that it fits perfectly, and then submit and then confirm. Then the signature has to be uploaded. So again, my signature, make sure that it is fit perfectly in the window, and then I have uploaded it. Now my name as in my certificate, the application name should be as in the 10+2 certificate. So if you are not got your 12th certificate, then according to your 10th certificate, make sure it is filled in perfectly fine. Select the gender, make sure you select the correct date of birth, month and the year. Please don't make any mistake in selecting these details. In father's name, fill in the proper father's name. Mother's name, fill it appropriately. Nationality, in my case Indian, select the appropriate nationality as applicable to you. Do you going to apply for NRI reservation? I am not going to apply for NRI reservation, NRI, OCI or PIO. But if you are eligible, select yes. In my case, it is no. Again, for NRI sponsored category, I am selecting no. But if you want to apply for NRI sponsored category, check the eligibility criteria and select yes if applicable. In my case, no. All India category, you can select for general, OBC, scheduled caste or scheduled tribe. In my case, general. If you are selecting any of the others, you will require the supporting documents. So I'm selecting general. For general, am I in the economically weaker section category, the EWS? The answer is no. If I select yes, I will have to submit the appropriate documents. Whether I'm a person with disability, select whether the person is disability. I don't have a disability, so I'll select no. If you have more than or equal to 40% disability, you need the supporting documents and select yes. I don't have disability, I select no. Do I qualify under below poverty line category? Again, no. If you qualify, you need the supporting document and select yes. I don't qualify, select no. So photograph, signature, name, gender, date of birth, father's name, mother's name, nationality, NRI reservation, NRI sponsored category reservation, All India category, EWS, person with disability, below poverty line. I've selected all the appropriate things. Now I will select save as draft. Now from the bottom left, I select the next page. So I get communication details. So I'm entering my correspondence address. Make sure you enter that address where you will want to receive any communication from CLAT. So I am giving the address where I want all communication to be received. So the correspondence address including state, district, pin code, and the permanent address. I'm selecting the one where I want the correspondent address is the address where you want all communication to come from them. Permanent address is your actual permanent address. It may or may not be the same. Now I have to give an alternate contact number. So I'm giving an alternate contact number. In this case, make sure you give a contact number, an alternate contact number which will be easily reachable by you. So in your case, it could be a parent. Make sure that the number is a permanent number which they can always reach at any point of time. Again, I save as draft. Then the next section is qualifying exam details. Now, in my case, it is 10+2 science, board or university. So I am selecting Gujarat Higher Secondary Education Board, appearing or passed. I have already passed because I gave it long year back. But if you have just appeared for the exam or you are going to appear, then you have to select appearing or appeared. If If you select appearing or appeared, you can select the rough month in which will be appearing. So don't worry if you're giving the board in 23 and you don't know the exact date. You can roughly select the date in which you expect the exam to be. Don't worry about selecting the exact date if the date is not announced yet. Right? In my case, because I've already passed the examination and it was long time back, I'm selecting the year in which I have passed the examination, and my month of passing also I know I'm selecting that. So in my case, because I've already received the results of 12th, I've selected the year of passing and the month of passing, and in this I've selected passed. But in case you have not appeared for the 12th examination, you are going to appear it in 2023, then you have to select appearing or appeared. In my case, I'm selecting passed. Please be very clear what you're selecting in this one. So the very clear instruction is given at the bottom that if you are appearing for LLB in 23, that is if you are appearing for CLAT in 23, enter as appearing appeared, the month of passing is June, the year of passing is 23, and leave the percentage as blank. Right? In your case, if you are appearing for a 12th examination in 23, the clear instructions are given at the bottom. In my case, because I have done it, I'll be filling in the details. I've saved as draft. Now I move on to preferences. Now these are the test center preferences. Remember, the order in which you select a test center is the order in which you may be elected. So if this is merely where you want to give the actual exam. Selecting a place has no relationship with your result. It does not matter which place you give the exam. That has nothing to do with your results. It is only the convenient place where you can go on the day of the exam. So my first preference for test center for me is Ahmedabad. If I am not allotted in Ahmedabad, then the next place where I'll be able to go and give the exam is Gandhinagar. Supposing I am not able to reach Gandhinagar also, then my third preference is Vadodara. Don't select the same city for all three, because if you cannot be allotted the city, then all three cities cannot be the same. So select the city where it is the easiest for you to go and give the exam as your first choice, then the second choice, and then the third choice. Make sure you select cities where it is easy for you to reach on the day of the examination, which in this case will be in December, right? And remember, test city does not have any impact on your result. It is only according to the convenience for you to go and give the exam on the day of the exam. Again, save as draft. Then I move on to the final part, which is reservations. Now here very clearly it is said different universities provide admissions under different reservation categories. So based on the profile fields of all India category, gender, nationality, person with disability, applicable categories are already selected. But if you want to claim reservation under additional categories, refer to the brochure of the NLU for the eligibility criteria and select it for each NLU. If you select a reservation category which you cannot provide a documentary proof, then your candidature may be disqualified. So whichever reservation you are selecting, you will have to provide documentary proof at the time of admission. So starting with the first one, for NLSI Bangalore, my default is general. Are you a Karnataka student? For me, no. Nalsar Hyderabad, resident of Telangana? No. In your case, whatever is applicable, please select that. On the right hand side, the university brochure link is given. So if you are not sure, click on the university brochure link, read the entire detailing. Now, NLSIU Bhopal, am I a domicile of Madhya Pradesh? No. West Bengal Kolkata, am I a domicile of West Bengal? No. Now also JNK special then given. So if it's applicable, select that. For Jodhpur, no reservations. For Raipur, Ward of Kashmiri, no. Student of JK, no. Domicile of Chhattisgarh, no. GNLU, JK, no. Resident from Northeast India, no. Sports quota, no. Domicile of Gujarat, yes. In my category, I'm selecting domicile of Gujarat, right? So remember that you will need to get the domicile certificate of Gujarat, and if you are selected under this category, you will have to provide it at the time of admission. So for students of Gujarat especially, if you are eligible for the domicile category seat, then select this. So do you want to claim a seat? Yes. So I selected Gujarat domicile for Gandhinagar. For Lucknow, reservation of Uttar Pradesh? No. For Punjab, resident of Punjab? No. Patna, state level reservation Bihar? No. Kochi, native of Kerala? No. Odisha, domicile of Odisha, no. Ranchi, resident of Jharkhand, no. Assam, resident of Assam, no. Vishakhapatnam, reservation Andhra Pradesh, no. Tiruchirappalli, reservation of Tamil Nadu, no. MNLU Mumbai, reservation of Maharashtra, no. MNLU Nagpur, reservation of Maharashtra, no. Aurangabad, reservation of Maharashtra, no. Shimla, domicile of Himachal, no. Similarly, remember, I have not selected any of the other reservations because also it was not applicable. But if you do have any of these applicable reservations like JNK resident or ward of Kashmiri migrant or ward of serving retired defense personnel or any of the other reservations is applicable to you as given for each of the NLA, then make sure you select that. In my case, the only reservation which I can get is the Gujarat domicile for which I selected yes and no for others. You have to select whatever is applicable in your case. Now finally, in case of NRI, PIO, OCI, NRI sponsored candidates, the candidate will be allotted a CLAT rank but not included in seat allocation for these categories. So NRI, PIO, OCI, NRI sponsored seat allocation will be directly approaching the NLUs with the rank or admission. Now select that the information is true and I consent that my detail may be shared with a third party. In my case, I do not consent. In case you are okay with sharing your details with a third party, select consent. In my case, I do not consent to share my details with a third party. Submit form. State level reservation option. So I will not selected something which I will have to go and select. Selected everything. For Jabalpur, domicile of Madhya Pradesh, no. Sonepat, domicile of Haryana, no. Okay, so those were the two pending things. So again, I do not consent for sharing. Submit form. Confirm your action. Okay. So here I have submitted the form. So now it shows me the completed form, my application number, name, date of birth, the program for which I have applied, status of payment and so on. Now remember, I can edit the form until the registrations are open. So if I want to change any of the details, then I can edit the application form. Finally, my email address, it says validate your email address. I click on that. So it is asking me to verify my email address through OTP. I selected request OTP. So it has sent me an OTP on my email address. I'll check my email ID which I have given. I got an OTP on that. And I have verified my email ID. So now it's confirmed. My email is verified. The final step left is payment. Remember, till now you have not made the payments, your application is not complete. Now, once you have confirmed that all the details which you have filled is correct, click on the make payment button. It gives you the application fee, that is 4,000 rupees. You have the option whether you want to select the previous year question papers or not. If yes, select yes. In my case, I don't want the past year papers. Confirm payment. Okay. So once it is now asking for me to confirm the payment. Once I click on pay now, it will take me to the payment gateway. Now I have option of now phone number and email ID is to be given. I fill in my email ID and proceed. They have used a third party app, Razorpay. Now it gives me the options of using my saved cards, UPI, PhonePe, credit cards, net banking and so on. Select the option and do the regular online payment in the standard way that you would do on any e-commerce website. Once you have completed the payment, only then your complete 2023 CLAT application is done. If your payment is pending, remember your application is not complete. Once you have completed the payment, you should get confirmation that your payment is complete, and you can check your completed form in the website. So this is where I'll stop the application video. Make sure you read all the instructions very carefully before you start the process. Make sure you enter all the details very correctly before you continue. Wish you all the best.